Do di nuovo la parola al collega Paolo Anastasio che va ad aprire una bella pagina internazionale.
Sì, adesso comincia la pagina internazionale del 5G&Co e sono molto fiero del fatto che ci siano degli illustri ospiti. Partiamo intanto con il primo di questi che è Pavlos Fournogerakis, Deputy Head of Programs Smart Networks and Service Joint Undertaking CNIT SNS JU, che farà un suo intervento su Smart Network and Service Joint Undertaking Driving Europe's 6G Future. Welcome on the stage. Please. Floor is yours. 10 minutes.
Then I will try to do it in 10 minutes. I will try. So let's see if it works. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And apologies for switching to English. I know that you had all speeches in Italian, but now we passed to international sessions. So many thanks for inviting. I'm very, very excited to be here with you in this very, very important event for the Italian connectivity community, but also for the European community as a whole. And many thanks, of course, to CNIT for the kind invitation. So, in my speech, in the next 10 minutes, I will try to keep the time schedule. I will try to focus on a few key areas. The first one is I'm going to present the Smart Networks and Services Joint Undertaking, the mission that we have, the European mission that we have, in terms of creating the 6G vision and implementing the 6G vision. And I'm going also to present a few achievements, the way forward, and of course all the collaboration that we have with the national initiatives, which is very, very important for our success. So, as you can see in this slide, just a few words about the SNS JU in case you are not aware yet. So, what is an SNS JU? SNS JU was established back in 2021 as one legal and funding entity, as one of the European partnerships to boost, to reinforce 6G development, next generation and networks, as we say, research and development in Europe, and European, let's say, leadership in the area. It is a public-private partnership, so it is jointly led by European Commission and the private side, which is the 6G Industry Association. We have an ambitious mission with a funding of 900 million euros for the framework program till 27, which has to be equally matched by the private sector, at least equally matched, as we say. So they all can say that the total funding for this framework program is at least 1.8 billion euros. So in terms of missions, as mentioned, we have two main missions. One is to boost 6G development, to boost technological sovereignty in Europe in the 6G technologies practically by implementing the program, the R&D program in 6G, but also to boost the 5G deployment in Europe, because we should not forget that 5G deployment is still ongoing. So we provide strategic guidance to other European Commission programs like the Connecting Europe facility and more specifically the 5G corridors. The States Representative Group is a very important part of our stakeholders, of the governance bodies that we have. And this is how the member states and the associated countries to Horizon Europe participate in our program. So we have a very close synergy with national investment and 6G R&I plans through a coordinated approach with the national initiatives and the SRG. We also have a stakeholders group. We try to create synergies with other partnerships and associations in Europe. We see, for example, the 5GAA, the ENIAS in microelectronics, the EXON, the cybersecurity. So we try to connect the dots and create the necessary synergies for the success in 6G research in Europe. One important success factor for us is the international collaboration. We always speak about European leadership, but we need to be on par with what is happening in the other regions of the world. So we try to create partnerships. The European Commission creates all the strategic partnerships with other regions of the world in terms of the connectivity and research in 6G. At the same time, the private side, 6GIA, creates MOUs with different regions of the world. So we try to include them in our activities towards our objective, which is one global 6G standard, and avoid fragmentation, of course. So the key message from this slide, I would say, it is that collaboration and partnership is in the DNA of our organization. So it is one of the strategic priorities for the SNS program. In terms of Europe's strategic priorities, and that was also mentioned by the previous speaker, it is important that we say that SNS JU is fully aligned with the European values in terms of human centricity and what you see in this slide. But of course, this is a collective effort. I mean, we cannot have success if no company or organization can have success if it acts individually. So we need to ensure that there's a collaboration, and that's why the alignment with national 6G programs like the Restart program is very, very useful, very, very important for our success. And in order also to reply to the challenge, to the magnitude of the challenges that we have ahead in terms of 6G research. Just briefly, if I'm going to present these European values, because these are the key values that we have in terms of new applications, I guess this was discussed thoroughly during this event. We support RNI in kit enabling technologies for 5G advanced and 6G in order to have all these new applications that will require KPIs beyond the current, let's say, performance of 5G. And we speak about metaverse, we speak about fully automated mobility, we speak about industrial applications, industrial IoT, and many, many more, holographic communications, XR. So there's a huge number of applications that I can mention, but the important thing is that to support the key technologies that will help us reach these applications in the future. In terms of industrial leadership, what was also mentioned before, it is important for us to create a broad value chain. So we don't focus only the traditional telecom players, but we move to other areas, microelectronics, AI, cybersecurity, other areas that will help us reach the goals of 6G research. In terms of societal impact and sustainable development, sustainability is on top of our agenda. We say that 6G has to be sustainable, but also 6G has to support the sustainability of other vertical sectors. And this is also important to take into account. Also other societal key values like security, inclusiveness, trustworthiness are all key for us, for our success of our program. And of course, the utmost objective of technological sovereignty, as mentioned many, many times, in order to create the right value chains in Europe, to have the EU, the right EU capacity from the components till to the cloud services, devices, and everything. In terms of our phased approach, where we stand, we already, our program, of course, has 3 phases. The preliminary phase here, let's say, applies to 5G PPP. So just to mention that our program is based on what the previous generation, the 5G public-private partnership has achieved, and we continue from that point. And of course, we had some exploratory projects, but now we have already moved into our phases towards a full 6G system by 2030, and this is our main objective. We have already completed phase 1 in terms of projects. We have already running projects from phase 1, and now we're in the beginning of phase 2, with many projects starting in this phase about detailed design, system optimization, and contributions to standards. Another key message in this slide is the synchronization to standardization activities. What we always try to achieve is that we have European stakeholders participate in all standardization activities, and of course 3GPP is only one organization, SDO, but it is indicative of the time plan that we have to follow to achieve our objectives in terms of standardization. So this is the right, we have a window of opportunity. Now we slowly start, we enter into the standardization activities with the use cases now in 3GPP, but next year we're going to go into the details of standardization. So this is a window of opportunity for Europe to have a leading role in the standardization activities. These are some of the indicative technologies that are mentioned in our strategic research and innovation agenda. It is well known, I think it is also discussed in this conference, I heard many times, that 6G will require significant technological breakthrough. breakthroughs to enable the ambitious goals that it has. And here the challenge is the convergence with other technologies, as mentioned before. So these are all the technologies that we mentioned, but we know that the other adjacent technologies, not in the traditional telecom domain, and then we have to take them into account. AI, microelectronics, even in the, quantum communications and many, many other areas that we haven't thought before. But now in 6G research, we have to take them all into account and work on them. Even on some future emerging technologies, even on materials, sustainability aspects, there are several research areas that we have to focus during the 6G research. And these are the KPIs, some of the KPIs, some of them are new, some of them are just updated, but of course we need, our vision here is fully in line with the IMT 2030 vision. So we have some new requirements coming into the play, like the precise positioning or the native AI that should be key design principles and should underpin the developments in 5G advanced 6G. A few words about our work program structure. So we had two, let's say, evolutionary paths and two revolutionary paths. Stream A refer and Stream D refer to evolutionary paths. We have in the phase 1 Stream A, but now in phase 2 we decided that we don't need to have Stream A. We don't go into 5G advanced because that might be too late in terms of contributing to standardization activities. So now in phase 2 we focus on Stream B, which is the main research for the radical developments in 6G. Stream C, which refers to experimental facilities and platforms. And there you can see that we mentioned about federation of platforms towards a pan-European cross-platform framework. And this is also where member states enter into the game, and we'll try also to interlink what we have with the national platforms. And then we speak about Stream D, large-scale trials and pilots with verticals, where we have a lot of verticals. We target to have a lot of verticals already early in the program of SNS, because that was a key message that we received from 5G PPP. We need to involve them early in the game if we want to make them be involved and engaged in the standardization activities. This is the portfolio, the current portfolio that we have. We already have 63 projects running. I give some statistics. I think they are interesting for you. You can see that we cover most of the important technologies of, for 6G. We also have a good participation of verticals. We also try to close any gaps from call 1 to call 2. And I think we're at a very good level in terms of vertical and use cases in our program. Some also interesting statistics for the Italians. We can see that the Italian requested EU funding is 35 million out of the total one, so it's about 10% of the total SNS funding. We have strong participation from Italian beneficiaries, so many, many thanks for that, and please keep up with the good work. So we have 88 out of 914, or we can say 35 unique beneficiaries, beneficiaries that participate, because we have a lot of Italian beneficiaries that participate in several projects. So we can see that Italian beneficiaries participate in 37 out of 63 projects. So very, very good, very high participation in this regard. Something about the future, just a few seconds. This is our open call. It is ongoing. In fact, the submission deadline is 18th of April. I'm not going to go into the details. You are free to see on our website all the details, all the orientations that we have, like the international collaboration, microelectronics, large-scale trials, even synergies with the EU Rail JU on some activities on FRMCS. So, for concluding, a few key messages. So, 5G is ongoing. We know that very well. There's a lot of things happening in 5G and 5G advanced, also in standardization, in business, in deployment. But we should not forget that research on 6G has already started. So, we must be prepared for a hyper-connected future that reshapes industries, lifestyles, and economies on a global scale. For that, we have already set up a vibrant RNI, a solid roadmap, with SNS JU as the driving force in Europe. We have learned from 5G experience, from 5G PPP, validating all the new perspectives that we have. We have already started collaboration activities and synergies with national initiatives, because this is important to maximize the efficiency of the public investment and create all the positive multiplier effects. And of course, we have already started researching on technologies and application, taking into account all the policies, the European policies, the societal sustainability drivers towards engagement of, and let's say in the broader value chain perspective, a strong European supply chain, and of course, European leadership in standardization activities. So that's it from my side. Allow me just a promotion of the next big appointment. You're all invited, and I will be very happy to see you all in our next cornerstone event, European Conference on Networks and Communication and 6G Summit, which will take place this year in Antwerp, in Belgium. It's a unique opportunity. We have many sessions where the national initiatives will be presented. We will see all the details of collaboration with member states and internationally. And of course, you will have the chance to see a lot of demonstrations from the already running projects, because now we already start having tangible results. So many, many thanks again for your invitation, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fournogerakis. Perfetto, dai, va bene. It's okay, you can finally leave it here. Thanks.